On today's show, Tesla makes some pricing changes to the Model S and Model X vehicle lineup, New Zealand gets its very first supercharger station, and a self-driving Chevrolet Bolt EV faces off against a Racoon. These stories and more coming up next. This is ecoTricity's brand new Eco News Roundup show, brought to you by New Zealand's only Carbon Zero certified renewable electricity company. 100% Kiwi and 49% community owned, we're serious about clean, green, renewable energy. Have you switched? Head to ecotricity.co.nz to join today. Hi there, I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, a professional musician turned EV nut, eco-crusader and fan of all things green, and I'm here to bring Kiwis a weekly roundup of the biggest news stories around the world in relation to cleaner, greener cars. I'm also glad that you survived those storms of last week, although our thoughts go out to the people of Edgecombe who've lost their homes. As I hinted last week, it was a Shanghai auto show this week, and as you might expect, there was a plethora of different electric cars there being displayed for the Chinese market. Among them were concept SUVs from Volkswagen and its luxury arm Audi. The former showcased the ID. Cross, the latest all-electric 300-plus mile concept car in the ID. Fully autonomous, all-electric concept car family, which Volkswagen says previews a possible production SUV in the not-too-distant future. The latter showcased the Audi e-tron Sportback concept, a coupe sort of SUV that it says will come to market following the launch of the Audi e-tron SUV in 2018. Like the ID. Cross, it boasts a range of about 300 miles per charge, comes with second-generation CCS quick charging and a sub-5-second 0 to 62 miles per hour, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour sprint time. With little time to spare, I can't cover all of the plug-in cars that were in Shanghai, but it's worth noting here that Toyota also admitted this week that it's Chinese market demand for plug-in cars that's causing it to rethink its love affair with hydrogen and former policies on electric vehicles. So, thanks China! This week, Tesla made some big changes to the Model S and Model X lineup, removing the Tesla Model S 60 and 60D from sale and making the Tesla Model S 75 retail from 119,300 Kiwi dollars, as well as making a full-length glass roof standard across the Model X range, as well as an automatic tailgate for each car. At the same time, Tesla made some tweaks to the Model X lineup, introducing a new set of 20-inch wheels and a new optional center console for the second row when configured as a 6-seat car. Sadly, there were some price hikes too. Flagship Model S and Model X cars, both the standard 100D and P100D variants, get a price hike in a few weeks' time, with the Model X P100D getting the largest price increase to put its MSRP at 228,600 Kiwi dollars. If you're on the fence about Tesla, though, I should add that it opened its first Kiwi supercharger this week in Hamilton on the North Island. And for those lucky enough to afford a Tesla, a full charge at the Hamilton supercharger will make it possible to travel non-stop all the way to Wellington. There are no other supercharger sites for Kiwi Tesla customers to use yet, but Tesla is of course planning to put in plenty on both islands, making it easy and simple to get around without burning a drop of fossil fuel. Nice one. Oh, and before I forget, I should note too that Tesla also announced its annual shareholder meeting will take place on June 6th in Mountain View, California. So if you're a shareholder who wants to go, you should probably start booking plane tickets. If you're a fan of a certain rocket raccoon, he's my secret bae, you'll know that he's a no-nonsense bipedal raccoon with a bit of an attitude produced by genetic manipulation of animals on the planet Half-World. And you'll know that he demands respect wherever he goes. Usually here on Earth, raccoons are seen as something of a nuisance by many, and if you happen to encounter them at night on the road, often come off worse than you or your car. But this week, a video surfaced of a chance encounter between a self-driving Chevrolet Bolt EV, part of GM's Cruise autonomous driving program, and a raccoon. Not only did the car detect the little critter walking across the road, at an intersection no less, but it waited patiently until Rocket's cousin had made their way all the way safely to the other side. Aww. And if you think that was a publicity stunt, think again. Firstly, I don't think you could train a raccoon to do that on cue, and secondly, even tiny kid fursuiters don't come in that smaller size. Sorry. When Hyundai announced the Ioniq Evie last year, I've got to admit that I and plenty of other commentators were a little derogatory about the thing's range, especially given the market launch of the Chevrolet Bolt EV, the upcoming Tesla Model 3, and upcoming next-generation Leaf. But this week, Hyundai unveiled details of its new ownership program for Ioniq in the US that makes the mid-range electric car a little more appealing. A no-nonsense, 36-month deal that might look like a lease, but includes everything, including tax, title, license, and fees, as well as charging, service, and wear for the first 50,000 miles. There are no mileage caps, and it all starts from just $305 per month, about 440 Kiwi dollars or thereabouts, after a down payment equivalent to about 3,500 Kiwi dollars. Sadly, the program is only available for now in California, but there's hope that the program will expand to other markets. Given it does away with the usual nasties of leasing, then I can think there's going to be plenty of takers. Would you like to see it offered to Kiwis? And do you think people would snap the offer up? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We may be eagerly awaiting the Tesla semi-unveiling this September, especially after industry analysts say that it will revolutionize the trucking world. But this week, Toyota unveiled its own attempt to take on the trucking world with Project Portal, a hydrogen fuel cell system designed to make heavy-duty trucks zero-emission. Trialled at the Port of Los Angeles, the system uses not one, but two hydrogen fuel cell stacks from a Toyota Mirai fuel cell sedan, combined with a 12-kilowatt lithium-ion battery. Sadly, we don't know how big the motors are, but in total there's 670 horsepower and 1,325 pound-feet of torque at the wheels. Toyota says range is about 200 miles per fill when operating in Class 8 load operations, but being just a concept vehicle at the moment, there's no details as to if this will ever make it into production. Oh, and if you can get the reference behind the title above for this segment, you win an extra point. Leave your answer in the comments below. Our next story is news of a voluntary recall involving a total of 53,000 Tesla Model S and Tesla Model X cars following a discovery that the electronic parking brake, made by third-party brake specialist Brembo, of cars made between February and October 2016 could contain a small gear that may have been improperly manufactured. Less than 5% of the vehicles being recalled by Tesla are believed to be affected, but Tesla being Tesla, those 53,000 cars are being recalled just to be sure. Repair time, or rather replace time, will be about 45 minutes, says Tesla. As usual, Tesla will contact customers directly to arrange the necessary appointment to fix affected cars. This last story focuses on the maiden flight of a very special vehicle indeed. Part taxi, part car, and part awesome. Meet the Lilium Jet, an all-electric vertical takeoff and landing jet, or flying car, that its creators will one day hope to offer automated taxi services to customers around the world. This prototype jet seats just two and can take off in very small spaces by rotating its wing-mounted electric fans downward to create lift. Once airborne, those then rotate so that they're parallel to the ground, giving the plane forward thrust. Eventually, the Lilium Jet will seat 5 or more people, but for now, this is one impressive vehicle. Also announced at the same week was a second flying car, the Aeromobile from Slovakia. And so it feels like electric personal air travel is just around the corner. Welcome to the future, everyone. And on that note, it's time for me to say goodbye for the week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about the show, and if you've got some feedback, be sure to send it our way. In the meantime, enjoy your weekend, make sure you do something fun, and don't forget to help keep those wind turbines spinning by switching to New Zealand's only carbon zero certified renewable electricity company. Thanks for joining me. I'm Nikki Gordon Bloomfield, and until next time, hug a tree. Bye.